birthday and a sweet moment with God. The last few months have been crazy, but in a really wonderful way. On March 24th, I woke up at 3:45 a.m. and could not go back to sleep. When that happens, I typically feel inclined to spend time talking with and listening to God. This particular morning, He led me to start writing. It was clear that I was to revisit writing my story. Several years ago, I started writing about my journey, beginning with the day I became aware of God's call on my life. I had about 12 pages typed, but had only written a couple of pages over the last few years. Just over a week later, on April 1st, I had lunch with a new friend. There was a lot of talking and getting to know more about each other. As I shared my story with her, she was so engaged it was like I could not speak fast enough, and she wanted all the details. She concluded that my story should become a movie. I told her when it happens, she will have a role, and one scene of the movie would be a replay of our lunch meeting. We had such an enjoyable conversation. While it was fun to talk about making a movie, I was not seriously entertaining the idea. As we were leaving the restaurant, she reminded me to start working on the movie. I laughed about it. I cannot say I see a movie taking place, but shortly after lunch, the thought came to mind that there should be a book before there is a movie. Something was ignited in me, and the Holy Spirit told me not only would I author a book, but it would be published before my birthday on June 27th. I had less than 3 months, which is truly a short time, but I believed it was possible since God said so. Also, I have already learned how much of a mess I can make when I ignore what the Holy Spirit tells me to do. Obedience is necessary. A few days later, I was speaking with another friend and let her know that I would have a book published before my birthday. The doubt in her tone when she responded was hilarious. She was considering the extensive list of steps involved in publishing a book and the time it takes. The editing process alone can take several weeks, even for a short book. Since I still needed to write the book, I am sure it sounded impossible. She has seen God working in my life, and though she naturally felt doubt, she knew that if God told me it was going to happen, it was going to happen. Over the next few weeks, I wrote a book. This sounds strange, but I do not remember writing it. I remember researching to learn the process, watching lots of videos, and doing everything that goes into publishing a book. Although I know I wrote it, everything happened so quickly, I simply don't remember writing the manuscript. In the middle of this process, one day it occurred to me that I had been so immersed in learning everything I could about publishing, I had not heard much from God. I started to wonder if I was on the right track, or if I had done anything to try and control the process on my own. I did not think I had done anything wrong, but I prayed about it. I asked God to help me to ensure that I do not allow myself to get so busy that I do not hear Him when He speaks to me. I needed a proverbial mic check. Shortly after my prayer, as I was sitting at my makeup vanity getting ready for the day ahead, I heard a bird chirping just outside my window. It is not unusual to hear birds, but this one was remarkably close and loud. I mean obnoxiously loud, and as if on cue, it chirped every few seconds. Just as it was on the verge of going from cute to annoying, I found myself thinking, is this bird calling me? It felt as though it was trying to get my attention. At that moment, I felt the Holy Spirit telling me to open the blinds of the window because I would see a cardinal. Like many people, I love seeing cardinals. I opened the blinds but did not see one. I kept the blinds open and continued to get ready. A few minutes later, I felt the Holy Spirit again, this time saying, "Look now." I looked out the window and there was a cardinal sitting on a tree branch closest to my bedroom window. I had an unobscured view. It sat there for a moment, long enough for me to understand that God had just performed the mic check that I asked for. Then it flew away. God was letting me know that although I had been busy, I had not missed a thing. I was doing exactly what He told me to do, and if I was not hearing Him, it was because I was on the right path. He was pleased, and there was nothing to say at that time. It made me smile, and then I felt the tears well up in my eyes. I had just put on mascara, and I refused to let a tear drop, so I found myself laughing and just enjoying the sweet moment with God. Fast forward to today, June 27th. My book, From the Wilderness to the Narrow Path, has been published and is available on Amazon, Barnes& Noble, Google Play, and the audiobook will be on Audible in a few days. So there you have it, a book, a birthday, and a sweet moment with God. Happy 48th birthday to me.